Hey, fellow agents, this is Agent Smith, and we're playing KQ6. There today, gone tomorrow. So the last one, we ended up finding, as usual, an image in the mirror that gives us a map of stars that leads us to the land of Green Isles. We end up here on the Isle of the Crown, and the Vizier, who doesn't actually run this kingdom because the parents of Casima are dead, doesn't want us to have her because he's going to marry her. So we're rejected from the kingdom, and we're going to go ahead and head into the town. He suggests we leave altogether, what his recommendation is, but we'll see what happens with all of that, because I don't trust him. I know I shouldn't trust him.
An old beggar is peddling his wares in the village. He offers a variety of lamps, all neatly lined up on a long pole.
I'm not 100% how much of this is actually dangerous anymore in these games. I don't know if you can die a lot.
Old lamps for new! Old lamps for new!
Good day, peddler.
Good day, sir. If you would like to get one of my fine new lamps, I'll need an old lamp in trade.
Isn't it a rather bad business? Taking old lamps and giving new lamps in
Not
exchange?
at all. This man's trying to find a certain
Yes,
one.
always a chance that I'll find a genie. If I had a genie, I'd be richer than a king.
Yep.
Besides, there's always a roaring business in antique luminaries.
All the way up to today. I don't think that's ever going to
How
end.
fare you, peddler?
Lad, have you an old lamp for me yet?
Not yet.
How fare...
Lad.
I gotta double check. I just want to see if there's anything to that. Let's take a look. We got... I don't want to show it my ring.
The sign says pawn shop.
Or pawn shoppy.
The pawn shop window has the words curios and antiques painted on it. What an interesting looking shop.
Yes.
There's a battered wicker chest in front of a shop. The sign above the door says Ali's Books. The dusty window of the bookshop looks out over the street in a welcoming way.
Let's go check out the pawn shop. Not that I have anything to sell, but I
The
also...
battered chest does not interest Alexander. It's probably full of plain earthenware.
And lamps. Alright, let's check out the pawn shop.
Good day!
Good day to you.
Good day, merchant. What can you tell me about the land of the Green Isles?
I can tell you she is in a dark time. Without the ferry, communication between the islands has ground to a halt, and so nearly has my
We have to
business.
figure that out.
Why the long ages of peace have ended, and why the crown has not done something about it is beyond me. But then, I am a shopkeeper, not a politician, and can only hope for better days.
How bide you, good merchant?
Quite well, though a purchase would not hurt me any.
If I had money, I would. I got like 1 gold coin.
How bide you, good merchant?
Quite.
Cool.
The pawn shop's counter is made of a sturdy teak.
I don't care about that, man. I wanted to look at all the stuff.
Alexander takes a closer look at the items on the counter.
That's what I was trying to do. That's how I can do it. Okay.
I see you have noticed my mechanical nightingale. She is made of plain tin, but she sings the sweetest song you can imagine, barely distinguishable from the real thing. The flute is only made of plain wood, but its notes are fine and true. Ah, yes, the painter's brush. It was well used by one of the island's best painters. There's a lot of creativity in that brush, and its bristles are still in good condition.
He's collecting up everything this town's pretty much losing.
Have you an interest in tinder boxes? This one is only slightly battered. It holds a good supply of flint, a sturdy striking pad, and even a candle in case you find yourself with naught else to hold the flame.
I'm interested in that tinder box on the counter.
What do you desire to give me in trade? The items on the front counter are all of equally slight value, worth only a copper or two. They are handy items nonetheless.
I don't want to pick anything up yet. I don't have a need for anything. So, I'll come back and I'll check the other places. I'm going to keep searching this town and see what else there is. I wonder if I can check out his wares,
Alexander
too.
will have to deal with the lamp seller if he wants to obtain one of those new lamps.
Okay. So I do need to have a thing to give him. Yeah, well, fuck it. Go on. Let's check out Ali's books.
Hello. I will be right up.
Who's this?
Now, what can I do for you?
We're gonna save real quick. I don't trust that guy right off the bat. It looks like he's looking at me like with suspicion straight off.
For
Yep.
some inexplicable reason, Alexander feels compelled to avoid this hooded old man.
No, I don't. I'm pretty sure that hooded old man is that same wizard or genie or whatever he is that was in the castle.
Good day, sir. I'm a stranger in this land. What can you tell me about the land of the Green Isles?
That is quite a question, young man. Who are you, and what would you have me tell you?
My name is Alexander. I know I'm on the Isle of the Crown, but I'd like to know whatever you can tell me about this island, and if there are other islands nearby.
You are indeed a stranger.
Much more story in
Anxious
this.
is the man who knows
Much
not
better
the
voice
customs
acting.
of the land beneath his feet. This island is called the Isle of the Crown because the royal family's castle is here. Besides the castle, we also have this village and the docks over to the west. There are at least 3 other islands: the Isle of the Sacred Mountain, the Isle of the Beast, and the Isle of Wonder.
At least 3? Does no one know for certain?
Huh, yeah, I was gonna say.
This is no ordinary land, Alexander. The land of the Green Isles has always been a place of vague boundaries, as if islands come and go. Legend speaks of a 4th island, an isle shrouded in mists. I myself have never seen it.
Well, it's shrouded in
Then, too,
mist.
the land of the Green Isles is said to exist on the boundaries of this world and the next. Even darker places are reputed to be closer here than anywhere else in the world.
That's quite a claim.
Yeah, it is. Interesting.
Claim, yes, but probably just local superstition. We who live here on the Isle of the Crown, at least, sleep well enough at night.
Those first 3 islands you mentioned, how might I learn more about them?
ferryman.
Ideally, a young man
We had
seeking
a
such
boat
knowledge
to get across.
would travel to their shores and learn about them firsthand. Meeting the leaders of each place would be helpful, naturally. Unfortunately, the ferry no longer runs between the islands. There has been much political unrest, and it has been too dangerous to travel for years.
Why is it dangerous
Perhaps
because
the
of
ferryman
political
can
unrest?
tell you
I think
more.
a ferryman would have no
He
issue.
has little enough to do these days. And if you haven't been there already, you might seek an audience at the castle.
Thank you kindly,
I
merchant,
already did that. You
for
guys
all
douche.
your good advice.
Ah, but advice is free, Alexander. Making use of it costs much more.
How fare you, merchant?
I have been reading too much love poetry lately. It is rather depressing to an old bachelor like me.
What are you talking about? You got love poetry everywhere? Look around all the stuff we got.
These shelves hold a collection of oddly titled guidebooks. Alexander notices such books as How to Become King with Little or No Rupees Down,
Huh.
Finding the Right Girl with the Right Dowry, and Why Good Princesses Like Bad Wizards.
Sounds similar to pretty much everything going on.
Volumes of poetry are on display on this bookshelf. Thinking of Cosima, Alexander decides to leaf through one of the volumes of love poetry. He reads, Thy hair, thy lips, thy beauteous face, and all thy studied female grace have won for thee anon a place within this broken breast. Not bad. And another.
You'll memorize these?
Upon the
That'd be
shore
useful.
the lilies bend, untouched by worldly care, where shadow they her earthly bed, oh, that she were not there.
Y'all need a
Yikes. And
fix it.
another.
Sibilance in the mic.
What was it when I looked at you? What power has chained me through and through, and binds my heart with links so tight I cannot live without the sight of you? What nameless thing has captured me, and made me powerless to flee? What thing is it without a name, that brings my mind e'er back the same to thee?
Oh,
The name of love cannot
Oh.
apply. Its commonness does not decry the haunted, hunted, painful cry that my heart makes for you, that e'er my soul eternal makes for you.
A little close to home, that one.
Alexander
yeah,
returns the love poem
most of them
book to
were.
the shelf.
What's that? A paper.
Alexander picks up the fallen page. It's the love poem he particularly liked. It must have fallen out of the poetry book.
I see that old volume has lost another page. You may keep it if you like, sir. I have glued the stubborn thing back in place 2 times already.
I do rather like it. Thank you, merchant.
Page does not want to be in your book, brother. What's this? Light, darkly,
There's
or
a book entitled The Changing Role of Court Entertainers Through the Ages on the small table in the reading area. It appears that some regular customer likes that book.
let's see if there's more books on this one too.
Alexander is not interested in those self-help books.
Nothing wrong with a self-help book that might help me.
The fireplace can provide Alexander with nothing but warmth.
I don't want that. I want the. There you go. I'd use a tip of my
Alexander
finger.
rests his feet for a moment. Alexander picks up and leafs idly through a book called The Changing Role of Court Entertainers Through the Ages.
Book reading. Is he literally going to leaf through it slowly? Oh,
Well,
okay.
that was refreshing.
Oh, no information. Let's see.
Assorted travelogues and biographies are arranged on these shelves.
And the last one?
These shelves hold a selection of cookbooks.
Can I get some travelogues? Because this guy's kind of in my way.
Right now, Alexander is too involved with the journey he's on to take time to read about the journeys of others.
But he could at least learn how to cook for himself now.
Alexander
Actually, he
isn't
probably should
interested
know how
in the
to.
cookbooks on that shelf. He's had an aversion to
Yeah.
cooking ever since he experimented with a certain cookie recipe involving cat hair and fish oil.
That's a reference to his, what was it? 3rd game in the series when we played as him.
Alexander is a little old for those children's books.
Oh, they're all children's books. Okay. And what's this last one here?
There's a small table near the door that bears a sign. The sign has undergone a number of changes. It once read 10 pence, but that was crossed out and replaced with 5 pence, then 1 pence, then free. The sign currently reads, "Take one, please." Only one book remains on the table. It looks like the bookshop owner really wants to get rid of that book.
All right, I'll take it. Take one, please.
Alexander picks up the book from the small table.
Oh, yes, please, take that book. You have my most humble thanks for doing so, good sir.
Really? Thanks.
I love books.
A collection of children's books. Alexander is standing in a cozy little
Okay,
shop.
this is just foreground
Books
imagery.
of
I like when they
every
do that
size and shape
3D
line
ness.
the walls. A crackling fire in the fireplace completes the tranquil scene. An antique leather-bound book is displayed on a little stand on the counter. On the elaborate cover
I thought it
is
was
the
a
title,
bird or something.
Ye Useful Book of Magic Spells.
How much for that book on the counter, merchant?
It is
more
a
than I could ever
fine
afford.
book, is it not? I obtained it from the estate of the one and only magician this kingdom has ever had. Poofed himself into an aardvark in the end, or so I heard.
Ooh, it would be crazy
I
if
never
Mordak
found
was a
the
wizard
spells
here.
all that useful myself, but then I lead a boring life. I tell you what, if you can find another rare book, something a bit more marketable, I might be willing to exchange the spelled book for it.
We can do that for you, sir. I will do my best. Take a look at my stuff I got already.
Alexander is carrying a book from the bargain table in the bookshop. Alexander
Oh, that's the poem. Can I look at it? Or pick up a book, don't even know what it is.
Alexander opens the bargain book and reads a paragraph at random.
2 dulcimers raised to the degree of 40 half-dulcimers, divided into equal parts
Oh man.
by the third of a
Riveting.
grouse geese, put over the result of 10 fine mackles, albeit small fine mackles, stretched over the total of 53 1/8 bottles of wild beast lard.
Alright.
Phew, what an incredibly boring book. No wonder the bookshop owner wanted to get rid of it so badly.
This should be useful for something. It's like a sleeping spell. Alright, cool. Alright, well, let's go ahead and figure out how we can find a book for this guy too, actually. Take a look at the next areas. This town is pretty big, I must say. Can we go through here?
Old lamps!
No. Like, is that how this works? Is there anything out these ways? No? Okay. Well then, let's head this way.
There's a young girl in the yard. The girl is dressed in a long, plain orange robe with a thick headdress. From the appearance of her clothes, and from a skittish, fearful look about her, Alexander gets the strong impression that she is a servant, or even worse, a slave. The serving girl appears to be stealing a quiet moment tending the rose bushes.
I want to save here. Hope you guys are enjoying this. If you are, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment and subscribe. In the next one, we're going to continue searching this town. This one ran a bit longer than I thought. There's a lot more conversation than I was expecting in this one. Most of them are actually pretty straightforward in what they tell you, so it's actually pretty nice. But we'll keep exploring this town and finding out what we can. Talk to this girl here, maybe, and figure out what this is all about. All her beautiful roses. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day. Hey, fellow agents, don't forget to like and subscribe by clicking the button in the center of the screen. You can also find the last video by clicking the button to the left, and you can take a look at some of the other stuff I've done by clicking the button to the right. Hope you enjoyed the video, and have a good day.